Hi, everyone. Welcome. It's Heather Burkart with Her Wellbeing, Ayurveda, and Yoga. And today I'm joining you from Helium Restore here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Today, I'll lead you through a full moon yoga flow for Capricorn. Capricorn is an earth sign. It's ruled by these strong elements of the body, the bones, the joints that gives us both strength and mobility and flexibility, and also things, the connective tissue in the joints. So we'll have a good grounding practice focusing on bone health, bone and joint health today. Um, and additionally, Capricorn is associated with the root or Muladhara Chakra. So again, this is a very grounding practice to help shore up your strength and stability. That's perfect for this full moon. We'll get started by warming up the joints. Lengthen the legs out in front of you and begin to point and flex your feet, just like so. Sit up as tall as you can. You can support yourself with your arms, hands slightly behind you, and just to point and flex. Let me set my timer here. Good. And then start to rotate the ankle joints in one direction, making circles with the feet, and then in the other direction, just like that. Good. You can do that once more in each direction. We're warming up the ankle joints first. And moving on to the knees, step the feet as wide as your mat, bend the knees, and let them lean over to one side and then the other, just like that, breath by breath. Good. This also helps to warm up the hips. We're warming up the knees, warming up the hips. Good. There's a gentle twist here if you'd like to follow this movement through, leaning back on the backhand and turning the chest towards the side of your space, just like so. Well, this helps to free up the spine a little bit here, maybe looking towards the back of your space. Take your time. Careful not to force the twist. Just enjoy the natural movement that's happening all on its own. Good. Nice. And then coming back to center, we'll take the feet down to the ground about hip distance. Walk the hands back just a little bit. Take a breath in here. And as you exhale, press the hips up towards the sky. Take another breath in here. Exhale, release the hips back down. We'll do that a couple more times. In breath to press the front body upward. Maybe you feel like dropping the head back a little bit to stretch the front of the throat, or maybe looking forward and tucking the chin. Good. Once more like that. Pressing the feet and hands down firmly. And then come on down. Good. We'll take the soles of the feet together, still leaning back on the hands if that feels good, and bounce the knees just a little bit here. Good. Then you can come into a cross-legged position here, hands in front of the heart, interlace the fingers, take a breath in here. As you exhale, press the palms away. Feel the shoulder blades separating in the back body, and you might take the chin down to the chest on your next exhale. Inhale to reach the arms, possibly looking up, lifting the chin. Exhale and push the hands away from the heart, drop the chin down a couple times, more like that. Looking up and then drawing the chin down. If you want, you can round the back Here, inhale to lengthen, and then lift the chest towards the hands. Lift the chin. Couple more rounds like that to warm up the whole spine and warm up the shoulders as well. And then coming back to center, hands at the heart, we'll come forward onto hands and knees here. I like to use a couple of blocks. Set yourself up for a low lunge. So we'll do that by stepping the right foot forward. And you can do so inside of that block or right hand or outside, whatever feels good on your hips. Good. We'll start to rock forward and back, stretching out the front leg. Inhale to lift the heart. Exhale, glide the hips back, lengthen the front leg. Nice, easy flow here. You might like a blanket for a little extra padding under that knee. Good. Keep the breath flowing here. And then come towards, lean onto that front foot, tuck the back toes, straighten out the back leg as we come into a low lunge. You can bring the blocks or your hands right under the shoulders. Take a few breaths here as you press back into the heel. Back leg is strong. The back of that knee can be soft. No need to lock the knee back there and breathe. If you want, you can bring the blocks up a little higher. Maybe lift the chest, roll the shoulders back. We're going to switch gears we're going to step into warrior one. We'll do that by bringing that heel, the back heel down and aligning it with the front heel. So I'm going to line my two heels together. Good. And then move straight onto side angle here. So I'm going to use this block here in front of my right foot, open my chest, open the hips towards the left side of my mat, and reach this arm up and away, fingertips reaching, this back foot pressing down, both feet pressing down, and breathe. Strong standing poses here. Good. Keep the breath flowing. Now, if you'd like to work with your shoulders here, find some wide circles with the arm in one direction. Explore the full range of movement that you have with that shoulder. Up and over, maybe reverse the circles a couple of times. Keep breathing. Nice. And then when you're ready, point or draw the body down towards your mat. Step that back foot out again so the feet are hip distance apart. And we'll take a twist to the other side, reaching the right arm up. Breathe here. If you want, you can take a bind behind the back. You can bring that back knee down. That feels right. And breathe into this bind, opening the chest. And then releasing on the exhale. And here, if you'd like, you can stretch back into downward facing dog. Keep the blocks or move them out of the way, your choice. Stretch out the backs of the legs, maybe pumping the heels up and then down, helping with circulation here. Just getting circulation flowing, stretching out the legs. We'll switch legs. And I'm going to turn around to the other side so you can see what I am doing here. Good. This time, stepping the left foot forward, coming into a low lunge. You might sneak that back foot away from you. Both feet pressing down, square your hips down towards your mat. If you want, you can bring these blocks up, lift the chest, roll the shoulders back. If you want, you can take this arm to the thigh. That feels more supportive, using our own bones for support. Breathe into that. Relax, relax those shoulders, relax the head, face, and neck. And then we'll step the back foot in a little bit and pivot the heel inward to align with that front heel, turning chest towards the right side of our mat and finding side angle on this side. Press the hips forward, both feet pressing down, tailbone anchored down. Breathe. You can take the arm overhead like so. Can find those circles, arm circles, once again on this side. Remember, if you're going to circle in one direction, reverse the direction a couple of times. Take your time. And again, look for the full range of movement with that shoulder. Both legs really strong. And then eventually turning your body down towards the ground. Step that back foot out again so feet are about hip distance apart. These blocks can stay right on the shoulders as we take a twist to the left. The left arm reaches high. Press this arm down, reach high. And then if you want, you can go for the bind, sweeping the hand behind the back. Maybe this back knee comes down. As we breathe into this gentle twist, draw the tailbone down, and then eventually turning the body down towards your mat. And maybe this time we stretch back into child's pose, gliding the blocks out in front of you, keeping the blocks about shoulder hip apart, maybe a little wider for a little shoulder stretch here, taking the forehead down to the ground. If you're not using blocks, you can use tent hands here, plopping your wrists up away from the mat and releasing forehead down to the ground. Breathe here. Breathe into your body and then eventually relax the elbows down, the hands down. Maybe move the blocks out of the way here and breathe. Big breaths in and let those breaths go on the exhale. Once more like that. You might do a big belly breath in here. Feel the abdomen expand gently and then exhale. Let it go. Now we're going to sneak forward onto our bellies. Take your time, bringing the knees underneath you, settling the hips down. Now, another bone building pose that I think doesn't get enough press is cobra pose, but also a version of that, which is Sphinx pose, taking the elbows down to your mat, slightly in front of the shoulders, pressing both hands down, open the fingers wide, press the tops of the feet down, and press the pelvis, your hips down, even your pubic bone down if that feels okay. Lift the chest away from the ground, roll the shoulders back. Press down, keep pressing down through hands, the tops of the feet. The backs of the knees can stay soft here. No need to lock the joints. Breathe downward into the belly and feel the flow of breath through the abdomen, feeling the diaphragm flowing with the breath, pressing everything down to the ground. Now you can hang out here a little bit longer if this feels good, or you can bend the right knee, bring the right foot up, reach the right arm back, the palm of the right hand facing outward. Grab the foot. Good. Turn forward once again, and then take a breath in as you exhale. Press the foot into the hand. Breathe into that stretch, opening the right side of the chest, which helps in the movement of the shoulders. Everything's connected. Breathe into your belly. Feel that flow of breath. And then when you're ready to let that go, release the foot, come back to Sphinx pose, reestablish Sphinx for another breath here, and then switch to the other side. The left foot lifts, reach back with the left hand palm facing away from you. Turn forward once again. Take a breath in here. Exhale, press the foot into the hand, pressing the whole body down again. The hands, the forearms, the elbows, the feet, everything pressing down. Roll the shoulder back, that front shoulder, breathe. Feel your foundation here through your hips, sending deep belly breaths into the abdomen. And then when you're ready to let go, release the foot, come into crocodile pose, feet separated, and lay your head down on your hands, elbows wide. Take a full belly breath in and out here. You can raise your feet and let them wag to each side, side to side, like that. Release the low back. Good. Let's feel the support of the earth underneath. And when you're ready to move on, bring your feet down, bring your hands under the shoulders, press yourself up, and all the way back, child's pose again. Sink the hips back, reach the arms forward. Alternatively, what you can do is take the thighs close together, maybe a pillow or a block under the forehead to support the head, the arms alongside your body. Find embryo pose here. Just a suggestion if you want to try something a little different. This lets the shoulders relax. The head can relax a little bit here, the back of the neck, tops of the shoulders. And breathe. Breathe into the support of your own legs. See what that's like. And slowly begin to raise yourself up. Good. Sitting up for a moment here. Take a breath, let it flow in and out. Roll the shoulders up and back. Let's take a moment to observe the effects of strong standing poses, strengthening bones, and nourishing the joints. We'll come out of that and build ourselves a little seat here with the blocks. And that will be our seat, taking these wide for a yoga squat, supported yoga squat. So we're bringing the earth up to us, leaning forward, elbows come in between the knees, drawing the elbows out and bringing the knees in, creating that tension, lengthening through the spine, breathing. Good. And we'll take a simple twist here, lengthening the right arm out in front of the right leg. The left arm reaches high. Honor that shoulder. Notice where it says, that's good. You can take a bind behind the back if you want to hang out a little longer here. Lift the chest away. leaning in right leg. Good. Then slowly come up. We'll do that to the other side. The other arm reaches out, extends out away from you in front of that left leg. Right arm reaches up and sweeps behind the back for a bind, leaning against that left leg. Maybe looking up, maybe looking down. Wherever it feels good, lift the heart away from the hips. Get some length in the torso. Breathe. And slowly make your way back up to seated. We'll come forward, one knee down, and then the other meets that knee. And we'll set up for relaxation. So, very simply here, I like to bring in some props using a bolster and a little bit of support, some softness with a blanket, maybe one block or even two underneath. Some people like to put an extra one here, a little bit closer to bring the bolster a little higher. And we'll come right down onto that bolster for a supportive child's pose. And you can hang out here for as long as you'd like. You can switch your pose, maybe transition into Shavasana here. And maybe you'd like to lay on your back. Maybe you'd like to lay on the bolsters that you have here. I like to keep my knees bent, just finding a comfortable pose and integrating the practice. Take some time to rest and feel your body, feel your breath. Tune in to how you feel after this practice. There's no wrong or right. There's no wrong or right experience. It's whatever is. And then when you're ready to come out, gently roll over to one side, press yourself up. And you can close with a short seated meditation here if that's what you'd like to do. Simply placing one hand over the heart, one hand over your belly. Check in once again. Observe. Observe how you feel in your body. Observe your breath. And just feel this flow of breath that undulates through the body, letting the breath be soft. Let it flow naturally. And notice what that feels like. To give your full attention to your breathing body and just allowing your body to be breathed. We'll close the practice with a gesture of gratitude, pressing palms together in front of the heart center and bowing head towards the hands and the heart. Giving thanks for this time that we've gifted to ourselves, time to connect, time to move our bodies, time to breathe. Thanks so much for joining me in this practice. This is Heather Burkart with Her Wellbeing, Ayurveda, and Yoga. Enjoy this wonderful full moon in Capricorn, and I'll see you next time. Namaste.